Good morning everybody. Welcome to the Breakfast Show Trading Idea with SMARTRobie, and we are just one day from a public holiday. That's right, tomorrow our Bursa will be closed for the Al National Holiday, as such that many people will also take Friday off and they probably have a long weekend and can celebrate a bit of the Selamat Berpuasa in here. And definitely I do hope that you have a good rest, but we from the Breakfast Show from SMARTRobie will be here on Friday again. That's right, to come to you for any updates. Probably there's not much of an update, but we'll look at some of the news and probably look at the US market in here. And I'm sure we always have something to share from the world of investment in here. Now let's take a look at what we have for you this morning. That's right. Now, this morning in here on a Wednesday, which is usually looking at the intermediate level in here, so we are talking a bit more trading patterns that tend to be a bit more uptrend. That's right, compared to what we do in Pentagon, and also Friday will be slightly different in here. And don't forget to become our top fans. Those of you who've been really supporting us, we thank you again for your support and for your kind referral to your friends and colleagues in here. And that's something we want to give back to you, 300 SMARTRobie points for this month of April and June. All right. And don't forget, today is the Wednesday night. Wednesday. That's right. And speaking of Wednesday night, there won't be any talk tonight. The next talk we will have for the live FB will be next Wednesday. Tonight, I want to reserve something for our student. That's right, the student on the masterclass, which I'll talk later on the show in here. Okay, let's move on to what we have for you in our morning headlines. That's right. Now, morning headline, first thing is the news that you come across in either both on the Edge and on the Star is on the oil and gas blueprint. So first thing coming to my mind is, hey, what's happening to the green the green energy new deal and the renewable energy, right? Of course, that's a lot been talked. This is happening over in the Biden administration, and people are talking about climate change, and yet we are still talking about oil and gas. But like it or not, we as a country, a net exporter, not that long. Anyway, for the oil, we still need to export this. Our country, especially, you noticed recently, we've been issuing a lot of Sukuk bonds. There is a 5 billion COVID vaccine program going on. We are, in short of cash. So that is why, we still need to go back to what really make money and what our country dependent, which is Petronas in here. It's oil and gas. That will seems to be still going forward. That's right. We cannot run away from this. So some of these counter will definitely benefit. And this article talk about the 52% of the revenue in 2019 actually contributed by the top 20 oil and gas sector, and that's include Sapura Energy, which today it has the news that they won over $1 billion project, but yet Sapura is still making in the red, not making money in there. But one good stock is definitely Dialog and Serber Dynamic. Just check it out in here. Let's switch to a wider chart and let's look at Serber Dynamic, SERBAK. This is one of those stocks which I've talked about a lot more. Great in fundamentals, but not kind of stocks like technology was going to move up. As you can see, rating is about 7 out of 8, ROE of 19%, 3% dividend. And let's look at the chart wise in here. Right, lots of very positive news. It's one of those that you must able to sort of hold on and kind of wait. Let's look at the stock chart here, and eventually this is going to be coming in here. Oh, okay, there's something not right with this. We will take a look at that one too. Okay, never mind. We go on to the real live chart here, and I'll bring it up. Okay, this is Serber Dynamics. I'll bring up the live chart in here. There you go. So let's look at here. Okay, Serber Dynamics, and you could see we are still in this so-called green pentagon moving sideways and so forth. So we have to be ready if it does turn to a green pentagon like we had in the last round. It did spring about. That's pretty nice one in here. But right now it's congested. You can see low volumes. So that's what I always talk about. It's very important to be part of this agenda, train trader and train investor, just because you see a very positive good news on that one. Switch to a news section in here. And you can see, let's look at some of the news in here. Yeah, Expo 2020 to test Malaysian products in here. They're even going to, on the right hand side, you can see space economy. That's right, space. And they're doing a lot of things, definitely. But the question is, will this boil down to dollar and cents? That's always we want to talk about. They want to go into space. They want to go into construction. They want to go into technology in here. But don't forget, those are just sometimes we call it noise, but you still need to bring in the dollar and cent that will be reflected on the EPS. And that's something I want to talk about also on the general topic about value investing, which is something on the deep value investing members masterclass tonight. It's this course inside here. I want to talk about that. So the market continue to congest in here. Let's check out the next one is Dialog. Okay, Dialog. And hit that one. Okay, let's look at the stock chart and the comment here. All right, you can see Dialog also. You look at the right hand side. On your left hand side here, this side in here. Again, this have this sort of really accumulation in here, and we do have CPO prices hit 4% because of a big move that we saw on the soya bean, or a 3.6% move, and that also caused our CPO. But CPO prices, in my opinion, shouldn't be that high in here. Will this take a note from it? As the COVID-19 continue to recover, we'll see many of these stocks in here. But definitely Dialog. Let's take a look at the fundamental for Dialogs. Right, as the articles is saying that it is not rated because the PE is pretty high compared to the ratio in here. You can actually check this out on the screen there over. So out from there, EPF is the top shareholder as of the reporting of 21st September 2020, and you have wide synergy in here. Now, those of you who don't know, Dialog actually involved in tanker oil storage. We have a lot of oil previously in here, so they do benefit. But out from those two, I prefer Cyberdynamic, just because it pays a very decent dividend for that purpose in here, and it has a very nice space in here. Again, look at the technicals to plan your entry. Use the trading plan that you have, and look to do what's necessary for having said that. So this is just one trade idea that we have from the news we've seen so far by the oil and gas. Now let's move on to our second headlines that we have for you now. Here is no other than Bursa. That's right, Bursa Malaysia enjoy a very nice first quarter. Remember, that's right, just the market, the KLSE actually rally in January. And let's take a look at that one, since we're talking about Bursa. We haven't seen this market this morning in here. All right, you can see this morning Bursa is down 7 points. No, we had a nice breakout in here. Let me just show you the chart this morning, and this was what I was really excited. If you look on the right hand side, switching a wider chart here, we have that line change touching 1620. Remember, we always talk about the 1620, which is the important so-called resistance that we need to break through. Of course, once we break the 1620, look on the right hand side, we still got another one, which is around 1640. These two are kepala pening lah. Resistance must break through. But the good thing is, you notice it is still in the blue trend zone. The blue trend zone in here means it's going up very slowly, but we need a lot from two things. Remember, we talk about those two sectors. What are those? Do you remember them? Finance, the rubber glove. The rubber glove are making back because we got a lot of COVID cases. Still, I believe more than 5 days we are above 2,000 cases in here, right? And to me, the real concern is, when are we going to hit 3,000? What do you think? Are we going to hit 3,000 during this festive season? Or maybe we're going to go back to R0, which is R1.0, where infections are not spreading, but right now we are above 1.1 or 1.2, depending which state you're looking at. So that doesn't look very good. But having said that, if we do hit 3,000 cases, your rubber glove sector is going to move out. Hang on to those. I know yesterday there was a big fall off in here, and let's see whether we have that continue or not. Yes, we do. You notice on your left hand side of the screen, we have under the market the big decliner, Hata down 2% up to 10.48 here. Then we got FNN, Supermax is also down, so Top Gloves is down. We can see some of the big decliner continue to be the rubber glove. Let's look at the big gainers. Transocean, Malpac, SK Shard, Euro. Wow, Euro up 42%. What they do, 7094. Let's hit that one. Let's look at the stock chart. And okay, that one, that's right. You can see it was green pentagon all this while here. And this again, we can always look at the real-time chart. Let me just switch on the real-time chart for this one. And Euro SP. Okay, Euro SP. Okay, There you go. A lot of this crazy chart. I think even recently there's a couple. I think eventually Bursa is going to be issuing a UMA for some of this. Those of you who don't know, UMA stands for unusual market activity. They're trying to explain what it is. But generally what we can learn from here usually is the level of accumulation. They will accumulate, they'll push it out, and the earnings actually did come out too. You can see that earning came out. Here, hold on that one. So probably earnings will be out by this evening. If it's not, I didn't see it on the newspaper in here, and that's kind of stocks that we generally want to sort of avoid. We don't know what they do. Of course, if you want to know what they do, we can always go to the fundamentals, stock fundamentals, hit that one, and let's go to their website. I believe they are furnitures, if I'm not mistaken. Euro spend, yeah, furnitures, that's right. So furnitures, this kind of big movement, wood, I do know because of the COVID recovery that we've seen a lot in US, this kind of stocks will do well in here. All right, so that is, let's scroll back up here and let's look at some of the VC. Is starting to move up, focus. These are really generally, in my opinion, are smart money kind of counter. Do take note, they are very high in volume. You notice VC is only 16 cents, but it does have 372 million cents, so another 60 million there. They are moving up in here. Always look for the kind of setup, but if you want to trade this high, very active shares, just go ahead, but do have an active plug-in like what you see on either on the hourly chart kind of thing, or you can switch to some of those publicly. Even TradingView has it, but you can get the real-time chart for a very small fee. Remember, get the right equipment, at least you'll be protected that way. Many times, a lot of the members that try to resort to a lot of those free products out there, but do take note, free products sometimes will cost you more. That's some of the lessons I already learned before. Now, look at you invested enough time inside there, so invest a little bit of money too. All right, so let's move on to our next section here. Of our next story that we have for you is no other than Unisem. That's right. Now Unisem, all the tech stock, of course, will benefit from the post-COVID recovery that we've seen in here. A lot of those 5G movement, and it's no different in here. Unisem reported a big jump, 46.6% to 373 million from continuing operation against the 255 million year last corresponding March 2021. As the market going down, again, we always talk about it, the semiconductors, we know there is a global shortage in the world that will kind of contribute to a lot of this. Unisem doing much better in here. Let's look at Unisem this morning, and we can type UINS. That's right, hit that one. Switching to wider chart so you can see better. Hit that one, and let's look at stock comment and stock chart, and you can see here right now Unisem. Wow, look at that one. I like this. Take a look at the SMARTRobie fact. Unisem has a 100% win rate for every green pentagon buy signal since 28th of October. 7 trade backtest. That's how intelligent SMARTRobie, who does all this heavy lifting, backtesting for you, so you will know that in the right way. All right, if you want to learn more, there's a tutorial over there. Check it out in here. But having said that, it is around 775. Bring it up here. Okay, and you have now it's about $8. We have this sell-off yesterday. We haven't got the red pentagon in yet. Still in the sideways market right now. So let's take a look at the trading plan. If you want to take a look at this trade here, you can hit the trading plan. But I want to show right now is the stock fundamentals. All right. Okay. One of the strategies you can really use is if it does pay a decent dividend. The next one we're going to go on story will be this one here, Frontcan. That's right. Now Frontcan yesterday has split 3-2 split inside there, so the charts will be different. Just take note of those of you using SMARTRobie. Volume in the semiconductor space are picking up again. This thing about 5G, a lot of people are talking about it, the artificial intelligence using it, so that is also driving the chip demands in here. Definitely the quarterly returns all are going up. But let's look at Frontcan. My personal belief is always you should have some of this on technology stocks in here. And let's look at the stock chart, stock comment, stock chart here. And there was a stock split you can see from the screen. right? And that's why we have a 3-to-1 stock split in here. It should be adjusted tonight in here. No doubt you have a red pentagon out there, is a bit of profit taking in here, but it didn't break through the what we call the red line, the ATR stop loss. That's the one you can see horizontal in here. You can stay with it if you want to, or take a little bit of profit, or move on to something else that I'll leave it entirely to you. But having said that, a lot of these stocks has sort of been pretty much at the high price and taking a cue from the US technology stocks that we've seen so far. Many of them are moving to a new high too. So some of this eventually will tend to follow. Right now, the best game in town is still technology sectors. Always look for a good entry when it goes into a yellow trend zone like you see on this chart on this side here. Then you want to go in when there is a green pentagon, putting your risk to reward and then sort of try to trade it. Or you want a longer term, then just ride it on a weekly chart. All right. So let's move on to our next story, which I was talking about in here, is Tasco. That's right. Now, Tasco continued to be very bullish. And one of the things you want to know why Tasco is bullish, you can check out the hot sectors in here. Hit the hot sectors. And you can see, number one is healthcare. We know that is a hot sector. And then we know the industrial. And third is logistic. That's right. Logistic continue to go up. So the story talks about how the group profit rose, the revenue, look at that, rose up by almost 950 million compared to a year ago, 740 million. That's very extraordinary. And we know Tasco is logistic. When you buy your things from Shopee, you buy your things from Lazada, right? All these involve movements of products, and you've seen also a lot of this when you go to shop lot. Many of these small little shop like J&T, Clearline, right? They're all opening up their post laju, and that seems to be the sense of why we are, because of the e-commerce and the COVID-19. Some of these stocks are doing very well. So let's look at Tasco in here. Okay, TAS. Okay, hit that one on the right hand side, and of course, for my favorite, be stock chart. You can see since green pentagon in here, it's moving up very nicely in here. Again, you will ask, is it a good time to buy? My recommendation is always been buy when there's a green pentagon. And that's why we talk about on Monday. That's right, our Monday breakfast show, all those. Having said that, Pentagon fact here, Tasco is 14.5% since the 110 on the 1st of April. That's right, which is about almost 3 weeks, and that is about 14% return. But last week, stock pick or stock trade idea also do not so bad, which I will share with you down the road. So don't go away yet, and we'll be back. So next one is, yes, Globetronic, which I've been talking about. Now, Globetronic, like it or not, was making a very, very nice sideways market, and that news about the 4G that are going into spooked the market. But there was some filing that was made by Globetronics, but it's not clear on that one. There was some media or analysts did say about this one. I didn't go in and try to get more information. Perhaps some of those of you who can share it on the comment. I'll be happy to see that one. So you can look at the stock chart and comment for Globetronics. It's not up yet, so just wait it for a short while. Okay, and yeah, there you go. And this is this crazy. This is where the crazy one. You can see on the right hand side the breakdown through the ATR stop loss. That means you need to exit if you have hold this trade in here. We were expecting the market to take off, just like many the other stocks like Inari or DNO. But Globetronics in here is spooked by this news. I cannot confirm what news it is, but having said that, it does post a net profit of 12.5 million. Again, going back to your agenda, are you trading this? If you are trading this, then this one you need to cut loss, all right, or move to something else. If you're a longer term, you want to check out whether this news continue to move up in here. But I do like Globetronics. Having said that, from the fundamental standpoint, you hit on the stock fundamental, and you can see it is rated at least 2 PE of 31 times, ROE of 18%, with a dividend 2.76 inside here. Because of the average sector being 84 times, you can see how pricey, right? So Globetronics is pretty decent, having said that in there. But of course, with all things being equal, and also the 18% return on equity outperformed the sector average about 10.47% in here. Pretty interesting in here. And who are the bigger shareholder? EPF, General Produce Agency. It sounds like a insurance company, right? It could be. We don't know. Cheng Chong Holdings, All right, that's something we want to investigate further. We'll see who they are. All right, so that is Globetronics that we have in here. And let's move over to the US side. That's right. Now on the US side, continue to make a new high, no doubt about it. The 34,000 resistance level seems to breaking now. That's something you can check on the chart inside here. Now the Dow Jones erased 100-point loss because consumer are confident, right? It actually fell off, but it came back again. I think at this point, with a lot of stimulus that we see being reported in US, we have the infrastructures, they're still talking about it, the green energy. So all these news are being pricing in. But right now, the big talk in the US, as well as the development of the COVID-19 vaccine, is the rollout, which they've done very good job. They're controlling it well in US. But in India, we saw news that we're hitting record high every day, above 300,000 cases, and people are dying due to the lack of oxygen. So all these are being priced into the market. I think eventually it does point a lot to the upside. Now, do take note. Remember this. Write it down. The bull market climb on the wall of worries. That's right. It climbs on the wall of worry that you and me also worry. How Martin? You so many bad news. Still can go out. Scared lah. Take some profit. Yes, that's right. During this kind of times, the wall of worries, it's something we as emotional investor need to handle it very, very well. If you don't handle it very well, you can go bonkers. And I'm going to share with you one news further down the road down in time. So take note of this one here. All right. Also, on our intermediate trade idea, which we've been looking over the past couple of months in here, still doing very well. We got my news 38%. I haven't checked where is my news this morning here. Probably done a bit of profit taking. Air Asia, Gen M, DNO continue to do well. KGB revenue, all are trying to make new high inside there in Nari too. So that was good. So one of the things that when you pick or when you look at the trade idea that's presented by SMARTRobie on the trending stock in here, do some paper trading to realize that it can help you or not. All right, let's look at the lesson learned from last week trade idea. That's right. Now, lesson learned from last week trade idea of 21st of April, Hextar and Lotte Chemical did pretty well. First time we got two positive returns from the date when we stated. So let's take a look at the first one is Hextar. Okay, so what I want to do is switch to a daily chart. Hextar. Yeah, that's right. Hextr. Hextar Global here. And you can see Hextar Global was, wow, look at that one, right? Of course, this is what we always talk about. Try to, enter the market after you see the green pentagon. Now, let's take a look at this one in here, okay? Green pentagon price somewhere around here, right? We take this opening up to now. Goodness, my God, look at that one. Let me just bring it out. Yes. 81.2% return on that one. You'll be very happy, lucky, go jolly, right? Since February in here, still running a profit. Now, the ability to run profit is important. It's part and parcel of being a train trader and a train investor in here. So that's why we came up with the fixed rules that we have, remember? Right? On our value investing course and also the workshop that we have done as being part of a SMARTRobie user. We train you and we give you those fixed rules. And those fixed rules so far has contributed the 15.5%, which I will share with you on the next slide here. All right, so this is Hextar, and let's take a look at where we first got in. The date was 21st of April. 21st of April. Let's take a look at 21st of April. Resize this again. 21st. Yeah, 21st. Yeah, that's right. So 21st of April, and then we saw this market move up. So usually what we do, we just drag from the 21st to just somewhere around here. That should give us some sort of a 12%, 11%, depending where you are. Of course, right now it's going through a nice pullback in here. Usual question you're going to ask me, Martin, can go in? Again, come on guys, do your plan, right? What I'm trying to show you, if you look back behind, but if you want to go in, do it on paper trade and see how well you perform. And my take is that there is a lesson to be learned eventually when you start to, either trade those continuation trend or you want to trade out. It's something more of a liking than anything else, because we want you to develop that kind of inner feeling because you are the trader, right? I know there's a lot of people out there, wanted to do this as a tips, but we felt that we as trader can grow. We as investor can also grow. Now, if you're just going to get tips inside, you never grow. And sometimes you're going to be scratching your head. Hey, why these tips like that, right? Don't don't you ever wonder why the tips was given to you? So it's important to be part and parcel of learning the process in here. Now, if you have seen where we are at the beginning, we have the low level volume, what we call accumulation, and the breakout here, this level in here, then you will understand why the market go up for 81%. And also probably we can look at Euro SP just now went up by 41%. So those are the educational point, which is part of Trade VSA, part of SMARTRobie, that we want to impact to you. When you become interest in the whole solution, then you will learn. And when you learn, that's going to be part of the train trader and train investor. That's where your portfolio will start to grow up. Your trading account will also go up too, like many of our masterclass members and many of those of you who are keen learner and follower. All right. So those are Hextar. Let's talk about LC Titan. Okay, LC Titan. Okay, Lotte Chemical. Now Lotte Chemical also 21st, somewhere around here. And you can see, let me just draw that too. From here, 21st. About 5-6% here, 7.6 depending where you pull it up, all high in here. Today is a pullback. Okay, we can see a pullback of 2% inside here, which is good because you also have the resistance is trying to break out in here. All-time high. Look, check this out, man. Right, all-time high. So usually when they hit the all-time high, the all high, a lot of people want to take profit in here. And tonight, for our masterclass member, remember I share also on the Telegram, Moderna, that trade, we're going to be taking a profit tonight. And I'm going to share with you also. Check out Moderna, which we went in last week, I think, mRNA. This is a vaccine play, all right? You can see during the green pentagon over this side here, right, and then the market sort of shoot back up. So that's, again, very similar kind of approach that we do. And that's one of the real benefit, having the plug-in that you can switch between Malaysia to US market to Hong Kong market and a lot more. Right? Great benefits having a plug-in in here, the ability, the flexibility that you also get. And also our Hari Raya promotion, that's right. Okay, so this is Moderna. So tonight I will talk about this trade at 8 o'clock exclusively for our masterclass member in here. LC Titan, okay, continue. Let's go back to LC Titan. So LC Titan will continue to run the profit. All right, so this one we allowed for the pullback. Again, something we teach in our masterclass, the pullback method. Understanding that, then you won't get scared. You're able to run your profits and so forth. That will result into a much better return for 2021, which we still believe 2021 is going to be a good year. All right. So next lesson learned is the next slide is the trade idea. Episode 63 for 28 April is Pecca and FPGroup. Again, how do we pick this? Just go over to a wider screen, click that one, and go to trending stocks. Of course, every day got so many, right? We just pick some of those that I think I like. Pecca here. Okay, let's look at Pecca. Pecca. Pecca is again very similar to Hextar. You had a nice run right at the bottom here. Okay, and let's check that one out. Pull somewhere around here to the red pentagon, and you can see, wow, look at that one. 133% return. Now there's another chance. Of course, don't think about 100%. A lot of people, first round, green pentagon, 133%. This one, 260%. No, it doesn't work like that one, okay? Do take note, there is more risk now than ever. Having said that, we will also look at this as a trade idea to see how well you'll fare up to. My take is that there is more risk than ever. But the fact that we're able to do it and then follow it, you're still able to maybe make some sort of a concession on the profit. The profit definitely don't look into having a higher profit. Let's look at Pecca and see what are the fundamentals, okay? And let's look at the fundamentals in here. You all know, right? They do leather car seats. And how do I know? Just click on it's peccaleather.com, isn't it? So you can't go wrong with that one. So it is a PE of 76 in here. Very expensive, right? Compared to the sector average, 6% ROE compared to sector average. So everything also below the the sector average, and yet is going up in here. So to me, this is more like a trade. They may announce something. I don't know, but let's look at the news, whether we can catch anything on the news on Pecca, right? Net profit jumped to 45% on higher profit car sales. It's just selling car seats. It's not LED automotive, no. Not like D&O, no. Just car seats, but you know lah, Malaysia gila one, just like the rubber glove, market down, and when the COVID cases spike up, you see all the thing, but better still, Pentagon Guider pick it up too, all right, earlier than most of the news there, all right. So those are the two trade idea. One more, FPGroup. FPGroup. Okay, now FPGroup, it's quite a nice one. You can see came from the down all the way, low volume support. Then you have this. This is very classical. You can see right after the green pentagon, it actually held for almost 2 weeks and then make another push up here. So this one is very slow, but it's also technology. Of course, you can check out the fundamentals, know more about the company that you're looking at, which is part and parcel of what we call education, important for all our SMARTRobie users in here. So FPGroup is the trade idea that we're talking about, and let's see next week when we come back how well this will go up or this won't go up and in here. All right, so let's go on to the next section that we have for you is the news. Let's look at the news, right? Look at the news and KLCI sentiment news. All right. Oh, Pecca has 246% contracted via the COVID-19. Okay, there you go. Okay, now we have very positive. The KLCI extended for consolidation mode. Bursa net profit up 88%. The Bursa Malaysia. So YTL is positive. Green Hill, they're doing some renovation. Air Asia, the Sapura energy news that we saw, they secure the gas contract for 1 billion. But the stock just sort of make a small tick, but the trend's still not so good. Okay, so it's something good to check it out, to know the news for self-discovering. And you can also check out Air Asia 5099. There were news Air Asia and Musk managed to set aside the 1 billion fine in here. Okay, let's go on to the next section is our what we call our Pentagon guided trading portfolio of the 31,000. So far we are up 15.5%. Remember I shared with you all those Pentagon, and if you run it like a business, run it like a trading, right? You follow those fixed rule, you should be up. January, this is updated to April, January to April for 15.5% in here, and hopefully we'll continue to flash this every week to show you how we progressively make this trading with real money anyway. With 31,000 in here, you can also do the same thing with your little small account that you have, something that we feel that to share with you that we are making money on the day-to-day, and we try to show you the entire process, including giving you those rules, and basically you just need to just do it. That's it. Do it. Experience the emotion that you all have, and you think that you want to learn more, upgrade your skill, come and join us in our masterclass. All right, so this is the 15.5% in here, and that's where you get more coaching and guidance. All right, let's check out the hot sectors, which I talked about it earlier on in here, and okay, we'll just wait for that one to pop up. Okay, the next thing we have is the sign of strength and sign of weakness. All right, and this is what we talked about earlier on, okay, while we're waiting for the to come. So you can see right now, you can see this market continue to push up, right? And what we want to have this stock continue to go pump, going up straight ahead. If you can go up straight ahead like that, that is actually a very good positive move. That's in principle. We have this thing going up in here. All right, and okay, looks like we'll try one more time. Okay, it's not responding in here. Okay, maybe there's a huge traffic that we've seen in here, but the internet, I think it's okay. We'll come back to this shortly. Okay, so here, this is the part that we felt that the market can continue to go higher, hitting up and up, and we have this market going higher in here. Okay. All right, let's look on to our next section here. Okay, and let's take a look. Okay, so what we have right now on our next side of things is our this is a QR code, those of you who want to watch the video, and also our Raya promotion in here for 2-person. There is a 688, and this will be done from 1st to 12th of May in here for our June intake 2020. Those of you who want more information, definitely you can check out the phone number 010-26697 for the educational cost that we have put up for you for our Riot promotion for 2-person in here. All right, let's go on to our next segment here. Right, that's right. And this is one of the bonus calls. And those of you who did sign up today, if you want to, you are entitled for tonight, which is the 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., the deep value investing course, which we talk about the sort of the emotion in here and to look at the multi-bagger. Something I want to share with you, which I've been doing a fair while bit in here. So we want to look at some of the big lesson learned in here, especially in the context of one of the big fund manager in here in US who actually committed suicide. And I felt that from international value investing, it is a very sad event in here. Why did a guy who performed so well from the deep value investing in here, and we can learn from it? I think that's very important about learning some success and some failure and able to apply it from the experience that we're going to share with you in here. So tonight will be that one. Those of you who have signed up today, definitely you are entitled for this bonus course, which will start from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. tonight, and we'll continue to repeat it for our masterclass member in here. All right, so we're going to move on to our, yes, that's right. Finally, we're going to get on to the stock review that we have for you. And of course, the first preference will be given to those that has given us feedback now. Okay, so let's take a look at the what we have for you. Okay, it seems to be my other phone is working. This one, let's get out from here. Okay, let's look at some of the stocks that you guys want me to look at. Okay, of course, I usually do those that are our what we call our top fans and reviewer. Okay, we got Bernard. Okay, we got Robie. Okay, and okay, good. We're going to move on to the next one here. Okay, there was a question on US SMARTRobie. We haven't launched it yet. Okay, here we got Notion VTech. So we'll take a look at the Notion VTech for the first one. Okay, let's look at Notion VTech. Okay, Notion VTech, it's a nice pullback here. No worries inside here. We got a nice NS. We just have this small loss of 2%. It's holding up in here. Once a pullback, again, young. What can I say? Learn about the pullback. Okay, that's something that we talk about in our masterclass. Again, something for you to consider if you want to join us, because the pullback will tell you, explain why this stock is going to go higher and not lower. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Okay, let's move on. I'll probably do one more stock here for Ravi. All right, Ravi. Okay, never mind. It's all right. So Robie, I do appreciate if you can go on to our SMARTRobie apps there and give us a review. We appreciate if you've done a very good job for here. So let's look at Systag. Systag is Green Pentagon, also has what we call a green NS. So we just have to wait. This one you have to be very patient. Long congestion in here. We have to wait for this big pull. Once this thing starts to pull out around 31 cents or 32 cents, you want to get out for that one. But this is smart money accumulating. All right, this kind of share, you have to be very patient. Okay, we'll do one more here for okay, let me see if I miss out anybody. Yeah, we do one more for Sam, Great Tech, and appreciate again, Sam, if you have not reviewed us on our SMARTRobie apps, that's a QR code inside here. And if you've done a good job, please do so on our Google Play. So let's look at the Hyptech. Okay, Hyptech looks pretty good. Green Pentagon in here. Uptrust. So generally when you say uptrust, you're going to have a pullback. The market's going to go. It will be nice if the market continue to break higher, right? But right now the market is not that super bullish as we've seen. We've seen the KLSE has moved it down, all right? Okay, let me bring this up again. I want to show you something. So I'm just going to reset and connect back to, okay, going back to here. Go to here and KLSE. All right, now I can reach it back in here. So this is what I talk about in here. Right now you can see we have the big sell-off yesterday. All right, the big sell-off just on top of me, you can see you have like a 2-bar reversal. That's actually weakness. And that also explains why Hyptech couldn't go higher for that one. All right, so that's all guys we have. Thank you very much. So don't forget, right? What we have, subscribe to our YouTube channel so don't miss out on all our talks inside here. And don't forget to join our best Telegram chat room in here. If you're first time, do join us. And again tonight, to those of you who decided to sign up for a masterclass inside here, I hope you can join me tonight at 8 to 11 p.m. And also, we're going to close out that trade, Moderna, for hopefully we get a 20% return on the Moderna trade, which we did last week from our masterclass session in here. So lots of interesting learning, both from value investing, a little bit of US trading, and that's what makes life so interesting. Thank you and bye-bye.